Everybody always asks, are you ready? You know, it's not like a 50-mile or 100-mile race. The psychological factor is even tougher than the physical factor. You know, I'm 41 and I know myself pretty well, but I always learn something new about myself doing these.
You have a small town, a very small town, agricultural based, 50 miles from a major town, out in the middle of nowhere. The people that remained are strictly agriculture based. They raise livestock, primarily cattle, and they raise grains, primarily wheat and barley. That's who we are and what we do. The cafe opened as a nonprofit cafe / community center in October of 1998. It had been privately owned as a bar and restaurant up until that point. The individual that had it decided that owning a bar in a small town in Montana wasn't all that lucrative of business, so he was unable to sell it, so he just basically closed it up and walked away. The town people decided that we needed a center to congregate around.
It's a senior center. Seniors come in and get a discount, and then it's just kind of the central hub of anything that's going on.
The 4-H club uses it for some of their meetings. They have bridal showers and wedding showers. There's high school graduation parties held here. The ladies use it to play dominoes, and they play one mean game of dominoes, I mean to tell you. The town was built 1917, 1918, which is when the 4 grain elevators were built. It's strictly an agricultural community. Other than that, whatever businesses have been here have pretty much left. With the businesses going, the community itself was drying up. It has seen its good times. Obviously now, with the way things are, it's shrinking.
You just look at the older generation, and I mean, the one, you know, there's so many of them that are gone. You know, there was 5 in my class, and there's 2 of them are in Nevada, one's in Nebraska, and one is in Billings. So I think the tendency is that most of the kids, once they graduate, they generally don't come back.
The population of the town is right at 60. Because the population base is so small, it's hard to sustain the cafe on a day-to-day basis. The people in Rapelje can sit here and exchange money back and forth forever, and it doesn't do us that much good. To be perfectly honest, in a business like this, we need outside money.
One of the struggles, or the struggle, would be just being able to keep the expenses paid, from wages to electricity, kills us. And again, you're relying on your locals. You don't want to rely solely on them, and that, I guess, is part of the reason why we have the bike race.
We've made a lot of contacts with a lot of organizations looking for money. One of them was Beartooth RD&C. One of their employees at that time was a man by the name of Tom Kazurski. Tom was a bicycle rider, had raced bikes in college, actually. And he said, you know, I've been to Rapelje, and you have some gorgeous scenery up there. I've always thought that bicycles and Rapelje would go together. Well, you have to understand that the people live out here, if it doesn't have a motor, then it better have a heart. The idea of bicycles was something that nobody had ever dreamed of. We ended up going to Billings to the spoke shop and talking to Mr. Jim Dines. And he had an employee by the name of Chris Veit. Chris come out and said, guys, I've got an idea. You need a 24-hour bike race. You're familiar with the 24 hours of Le Mans or Daytona. Well, yeah, you get in the car and drive around for 24 hours. He said, you do that on bicycles. And, you know, that was quite possibly at the time, we thought the second dumbest idea I'd ever heard in my life. Who, in their right mind, would come to Rapelje and ride a bike around the pastures for 24 hours? I mean, this was just a totally insane idea.
You're driving along and you're looking out and you're like, we're gonna go for a mountain bike race? What's going on here? And you pull in and, you know, it's a town that's is weathered. It's you know, I don't know. I don't think you're expecting this when you roll in.
My first impression was probably just like everybody else's. A mountain bike race here, really? You know, we're used to seeing mountains for a mountain bike race. When you're sitting in Rapelje, you look in all directions and you can't see anything that looks like it'd be fun on a bicycle. Oh, but it was a bike race, so thought I'd go do it.
Last year, we made some course improvements and just some minor changes from what's been done in the past, and we had really, really good positive feedback from it. And so that's why, you know, this year kind of fueled our fire about, you know, we were doing the right thing, and we got even more fired up to come back out and do some more this year.
The first 2 years I raced, I didn't volunteer, but then when the opportunity for someone to come and take the race over arose, I jumped at the chance. And the people from Rapelje asked me, you know, what will it take for you to put this on? And I told them, as long as the money, the proceeds from this race go to the community and doesn't go to anybody's pocket, I'll always volunteer my time.
We made the rough estimate some years ago that for every rider there was 2 other people that came with him. If you have 150 riders, there'll be approximately 400 to 500 people here in town.
The bike race is one that we rely on the whole community to come together, because it starts even before the bike race itself. It starts months before that.
The people in the town will do whatever it takes to make it happen. Whether it's mowing the lots, literally moving cattle into different pastures to free up land so land is available for the race. There's a lot of setup involved with tents, the shower trailer, and things of that nature.
I guess from the aspect or the food part of it, it can be a little daunting. I mean, the most I've cooked for prior outside of the bike race probably is 200 to 250 at a time. So, you know, when we were hearing, you know, we could have 300 to 500, it's like, okay, how is this, how do you do this?
We have people that have taken on jobs that do the same job every year. Our pancake crew has done it for quite a few years. That's their job. And actually, to be honest about it, if you want on the pancake crew, there's a waiting list. This is something of a prestigious job to say that you cook pancakes from midnight until 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
That weekend, we've kind of implemented where nobody, because we are relying on volunteers, that we are all volunteers. I have a hard time taking a wage when I know that there's other people that are stepping up and helping. So this is the one weekend that, you know, even the paid employees are volunteers, and even our tip money usually goes to a designated organization group, you know.
You wish there was kind of people you worked with every day at your job. because these are farmers, these are ranchers. They have to work to put food on their table, so they work hard. You don't have to beg somebody to come do something. You tell them, you know, I need something out on the course. Well, 5 people jump at the chance to go help out, and that's just the kind of people these guys are.
It's almost, you know, building trails out here for this event, it's a twofold thing for me. It's almost, on one hand, it's selfish to keep the sustainability of the event going so we can continue to do this. But the second part is just, these are honestly the nicest folks you'll ever meet. I think that's part of the reward of doing this, is knowing it's a fundraiser for a good cause. If I was just doing it for my selfish reasons to keep the race going, you know, there's other races, there's other 24-hour races. Knowing that it really helps these guys out financially, it's a driving force of what we do, I think.
It's a huge shot in the arm. Does it help the cafe stay open? The cafe is dependent upon it to stay open. Pure and simple. Without the race, we would not survive. It still amazes me the way it works. It is that people will do this. No, we don't quite understand why they do what they do, but we don't care. We want them back.
Well, yeah, they're crazy. But it's even, you know, when you look over and you see the tent city, it's like the flip side of that is, wow, they came out here to Rapelje, whether it's to watch or support somebody that's in the race, or whether it's to come support the cafe. It's neat.
You can find 24-hour races all over the country. I've done them in other places. They're neat, the race part's cool, but this one's so unique because you're right in the town. Really, that's what makes this race special, is all those things that the community does.
We have people that will come and ride one lap intentionally. I'm here, I'm going to ride one lap, but I'm going to send in my money, I'm going to register, I'm going to eat, I'm going to enjoy the festivities, and so they are here specifically to support the cafe. We've made some really great friends over the years, people that you look forward to seeing. You only see them once a year. But look forward to renewing acquaintances and stuff.
We started coming out here. We didn't know anybody. Within a couple of years, they were just like family. They just welcome you here, and I mean, it makes you want to come back. It's fun.
Riders tell us, well, we appreciate what you do, and we're going, no, you're doing this for us. You know, we're the beneficiaries of this. It must be a good deal. Both sides are happy. Both sides think they're winning. It's got to be a good deal for everybody. And those are hard to find anymore. You know, really hard to find. And yeah, it makes you feel good that it brings a group of people together that can share something like that, and they feel good about it. So yeah, there's good memories here. A lot of good memories.
Boy, this place just, you know, 13 years of this thing going on. I haven't missed a year, and my kids have grown up out here every year, and I'll be here as long as it goes.
It's not swoopy single track in the pine, you know. It's not racing in the Teton Mountains range and that kind of stuff, but it's so unique. There's nothing else like it by far. So I had the conversation just the other day with some folks that are coming out for the first time, and that's how I explained it. I said, you're gonna roll in and just think, what are we doing here? But when you leave, you're gonna be like, okay, I get it, this is pretty cool.